Hello everyone and welcome back to Is It Peak? Today we are discussing Season 6, Episode 9 of Better Call Saul, Fun and Games. Joining me for this episode is Johnny Cooper.
Hello everyone, Johnny Cooper here.
We also have Imperfect Dan.
What's up?
And we have Hres.
Hey everyone.
Well, before we go any further, once again we have to shout out the HN Films patrons. So special thanks to the ultimate fanboy, Fartzon, and our epic fanboy, Rhombus, which I pronounced wrongly last time. I said RMBHS, but apparently it's pronounced Rhombus, even though it's not spelled like Rhombus, so whatever. So, what are our initial thoughts on this controversial episode?
Wow, is it actually that controversial, or are you just memeing?
I don't know, I feel like it's slightly controversial because it doesn't have a death scene every single scene.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised that people have issues with this episode. I thought it was amazing first watch, and it's just equally as amazing on the second watch.
Well, you know why people don't like it. You know why it's controversial.
Is it though? Like, doesn't everyone on IMDb like it?
I think it's because of two scenes. I'm assuming. I think I know which one
Yeah.
HN's talking about.
It's
Is it
the wine scene and Mike scene, I think. People still, I think it has like a 9.6 or something. I'll check.
I'm pretty sure it's only a 9.6 just because of like how it ends, I guess.
I guess controversial fact is that we don't know when it is, but we'll fucking get to that later. It has a 9.5, so still pretty fucking high.
I mean, the last episode was 9.9, right? Or is it
9.8. Misleading title though.
Yeah, the titles this season have just been fucking stupid, but this one especially so because, like, the only reason it would be called that is lol funny, haha, it's actually not fun and games.
Well, I mean, it's just called Fun and Games because of when Kim says she was just having too much fun. But I
But
still
what
agree
is the
that
games part? What's the games part though?
Because fun and games is a phrase, and they need to do the X and Y thing.
Yeah, I still agree that the titles are kind of stupid because they're just words from the episode. But
Point and shoot is probably the worst one by default.
No, the worst one is axe and grind.
yeah, I don't even know what axe and grind means. Not gonna lie.
It's called axe and grind because there's an axe in the episode.
I think the grind refers to something else. I just don't know what.
The Sigma grind of Lalo Salamanca. Should we talk about the cold open, which is a montage which is not something stupid, which I thought it would be.
When the jingle started playing as the episode began, I thought it was going to be another variation of the Something Stupid song.
Honestly, in the cold open, I really dig the transitions, especially, the one where they're wiping the blood off of their apartment floor and then it transitions to Jimmy eating the fucking Chipotle in his office.
Yeah, I swear they did something like that in Breaking Bad as well.
It was like with Victor, right?
Victor's blood, I think, yeah.
Yeah.
They transitioned to something.
It was like to the ketchup. It was in the ketchup in where like Walt and Jesse was eating.
Oh, that's the part where he says, Jesse, what the fuck are you talking about? Yeah, I really like that song. I like that song better than Something Stupid, honestly.
That's a hot take.
I forgot. Was the end credits like the normal Better Call
Yeah, yeah.
Saul jingle?
We're back to normal now, thankfully.
Okay.
Dude, I don't know why people wanted Kim to die.
Because they're misogynistic, bro.
That'd be so lame. Just have to like back to back death scenes.
Well, plus the season was kind of setting up just every single character who's not in Breaking Bad just being killed off for no reason.
I thought Price was gonna come back and get killed.
I hope they never bring back Price.
Why?
What?
Why are you a hater?
There's no reason, bruh. What is the
No.
reason?
Next episode, Saul's gonna go to the laser tag, and then
The twin characters are better, bruh.
No, they're not.
That would be a cool character to bring back. Yep.
Yeah, the thing for next episode, the synopsis is a new player enters the game. That could be Price making his return. So yeah, very good cold open. I'd say one of the best of the season, other than maybe the
beach.
the first one. Yeah, the beach
To
one.
the beach.
I still really, really dig the first one of the season in Saul's mansion.
The beach, the mansion, even the flower in 603. Those are all amazing.
It did trick me into thinking like Kim and Jimmy were like kind of in a normal state, but that was also because I thought it was going to be weeks later. Jimmy recites the line that Mike told him in Bad Choice Road, which is also the 9th episode of season 5.
Yeah, I like how Mike takes another look at the pictures from Saul and Kim's plan to sabotage Howard. Because like in the last episode, he seemed pretty pissed about the shit they were doing with him. And we know how Mike despises innocent people who get killed that aren't in the game. Like
Yeah.
the Good Samaritan, Werner, the Travel Wire guy, and now Howard due to Jimmy and Kim. And I like to think this is what stranged their relationship, since people, always say how, far their relationship is during Breaking Bad. And I think it's because he lost quite a bit of respect for Goodman and, vice versa. Because, like, Mike not telling Saul about Lalo being alive is what makes him despise Ermitraud, but still finds, both of them useful since, they don't end up cutting out each other.
It doesn't seem likely at this point, but I really hope we get some kind of scene where Jimmy confronts him about that. Depending on how permanent the skip is at the end, probably not. So then after the intro, we get Gus driving around off to Eladio's pimp house to meet up with, cartel gang to smooth things out. It goes pretty well for him.
I gotta say, I can't wait for that Volume 3 soundtrack to drop, just for that song that played during the entire, Don Eladio interaction.
Yeah, the score's just been so good this season. I'm glad that scene was set at night because it means we didn't get that stupid fucking yellow filter over it, and also it just like fits the mood better, I guess.
And we wouldn't see, how much Don Eladio's actor has actually aged.
That's what I was thinking, Brett.
Did find it kind of funny how, Lalo's whole fake death protocol with the fake dental records and the body double just kind of helped, Don Eladio believe Gus in the end.
Yeah, Lalo should have called Don Eladio and like the other cartel people to tell him he's alive.
That's what I was thinking. I was just thinking, why didn't he just make sure he's alive or something? I guess it's because I kind of forgot in Bagman that the person that sent the assassins after Saul in the first place was
Juan Bolsa.
Yeah, I guess he knew that he always had enemies in there because he was talking early in like season 5 or I don't know, maybe in season 4. How the only reason that Gus is protected is because he makes money. And it's not like, the money's gone or anything.
I thought like maybe like because they released a teaser image for this episode which had like a tape thing which said for Don Eladio for it. And we know Lalo shot that vid in like the sewer before he went to do his dirty work. So I thought maybe he might have like sent that off beforehand just in case, but I guess not because he's an idiot. Because imagine like Gus's face if that shit happened. Like if they started playing that. Or I guess the reason he didn't do it is because there's no way Gus would be able to get out of it.
Do you think he might have somewhat believed the Salamanca's just a bit, but he like decided to ignore them since Gus brings in the cash?
I think, yeah, exactly. It's just all about business in the end.
That might have been a factor, but also just like Hector's thing was pretty unconvincing.
Yeah, and he even said himself that they need to keep the peace and everything.
Also, can we talk about how Hector spent 28 years like dictating that letter to the twins? Just for them to dismiss it immediately. After the Eladio scene, like, Gus goes home and he, like, opens the blinds or, like, the curtains or whatever. Yeah, then he meets up with Mike. And Mike says that Jimmy and Kim, like, talk to the cops all day, which I am very disappointed we did not get to see that, although I guess we didn't really need to.
Technically, HN, we did get to see a variation of them trying to spread a lie. So
yeah, I guess we didn't need 2 scenes of the same thing.
I wanted to know what Mike was going to tell Gus because it seemed like it was going to be something personal, but he decided not to since both of them like stare at each other for like a couple of seconds.
Gus is at some fancy little place drinking some wine, and then this guy named David comes up and starts talking about something I wouldn't know because I wasn't listening.
It's meant to be a little cute. Like they were just talking about a story about like wine.
It doesn't matter what the story is. The point is that Gus...
It does matter. Because the way Gus... No, because here's the thing. Like he's talking about like some like story about like his nostalgic times like in college or something. And I feel like the way Gus reacted kind of indicated that like he just couldn't relate to him.
Yeah, that probably was a factor, yeah.
I'm gonna mostly agree with HN here and just say the wine story is probably just a device to... Like, they could have been talking about anything, really. I feel like most of the reactions aren't really related to the wine. It's like, you can kind of see how Gus can't... I mean, I don't know. I noticed this on second watch only, but he keeps, like... He can't hold eye contact with this guy. He repeatedly keeps looking at him, and then the wine bottle, and then him, and the wine bottle.
Yeah, because he's nervous, because he wants to kiss his little face.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, Gus was so thirsty in the scene.
Awkward. Yeah.
Yeah,
I think if you zoom in on the 4K version, you can see that he's actually bricked up.
If this really is his last scene, I don't know. Maybe it's not. I do like how the writers chose like this of all things. Like this is probably as close to a confirmation as we can get, especially since like the last episode.
Yeah,
I couldn't believe it, dude. I couldn't believe that they confirmed Gus is gay.
Well, yeah, I said last episode that was like him and Lalo. Where it was like the last chance for him to say like, "Oh, I love Vax" or whatever.
Uh-huh.
But no, they just did it this episode.
I feel like they wouldn't do that. No, like I'm glad they did it this way. It's much more subtle compared to
Mhm.
him just saying "I love Max" or seeing us like showing us him hooking up with someone. Like honestly, I kind of love this whole scene. Like I'll defend it to the death. I don't really get the not the hate, but you know the sort of the complaints with it. Some people say it dragged on too much, but I don't think so at all.
I was just on the first watch, like live watching, I was just a bit like hesitant because I wanted to get like I was really wanting them to get to the Jimmy stuff, but seeing how it all played out in the end, like I'm fine with it. They front loaded all the Gus and Mike stuff first, so then when the Jimmy and Kim stuff could start, it'll be uninterrupted.
I like how the Mike quote that Jimmy tells Kim goes back here for Gus's scene. You know, he hadn't thought about Max that day until he like swirled the red wine, where it reminded him of like the pool in the blood. Yeah, he realizes he can't move on from that and has to, you know, continue with the revenge plan he's been building up over the years for everyone responsible.
Yeah, and also maybe he like didn't want to get this guy David like involved with that kind of shit at all.
Yeah, it's like it's his business, and he'd be intertwining someone who has absolutely nothing to do with it.
But yeah, this scene was Gus's complete transformation into the man we see in Breaking Bad. You know, I honestly quite like it, and I don't see why people thought it was filler. We never really see much of like the real him in both shows. So this further adds, you know, it added to his character and confirmed that the man, you know, he was trying to avenge was not just like, you know, his best friend, but a lover, you know, since this is clearly the last time we'll probably see Fring in the Gilligan universe.
I don't know. I feel like we're still definitely going to see Gus and Mike in the Breaking Bad era, probably next episode. But this is definitely a good conclusion to like this like time period for him.
It's kind of weird, but kind of good at the same time. Seeing Gus kind of enjoying himself, getting a little flirty, but you know, eventually having to exercise a lot of restraint because he's kind of a guy on a mission and his business and everything. Honestly, these last two episodes of Better Call Saul Gus have kind of redeemed him.
Can we talk about how at the start of this episode, I don't know if it applied to the AMC Plus stream, but at the start of it, it said like there's going to be nudity this episode. So I think everyone thought during that scene like Gus and him were it was going to like just smash cut to them and be like in like a room just fucking. Okay, but then after that, Mike goes home after a long day of cleaning shit up or whatever. I don't know what the time frame is. He sees he's like going through his shit and he has like that picture of Nacho's dad's fake ID that they didn't end up using. And he decides he has to go finish some business, and everyone thought that meant just fucking killing him for some reason.
Yeah, I think you guys predicted that Mike will tell Papi Varga about his son's death.
I mean, most people here said that, yeah. I feel like we all kind of agreed with that.
Something I noticed about when they're having their conversation, Mike and Nacho's dad, you know, Mike kind of describes Nacho's downfall in very broad strokes. He's not very specific, but I feel like he was kind of pulling at his own experience with his own son because, you know,
Yeah.
the things he says about Nacho, you can kind of attribute it to Mike's son. You know, he fell in with some bad people, but he wasn't like them. And you can kind of connect it to the next part of that conversation about revenge because, you know, Mike says, you know, justice is coming. And he's probably thinking about justice, like, you know, as in revenge, like the justice that Gus wants for Max or, you know, the justice that he took himself for his son's killers in 5-0.
Yeah, and that scene pretty much like kind of like with the Gus scene, like is like a snapshot of where Mike is like his character is at the end of that like time period. Every single fucking scene with Mike, all I can think of is that his story is just going to abruptly end with Walt just shoots him for no reason.
Literally,
that fucking sucks.
And his fucking granddaughter gets no money. Everything he did was fucking worthless. I'm curious if they're gonna, during like Breaking Bad and like post Breaking Bad scenes, like they'll try to like add some like addendum to like Gus and especially Mike's deaths to like make it seem less fucking hopeless, but probably not. Anyway, after that, all that Mike shit from then on is just Jimmy and Kim depressing tragedy. They go to HHM for Howard's. It's not a funeral, I don't think, or is it? What is it?
It's probably just a memorial.
Memorial. That's
yeah.
a term. Like I think that's a term I was looking for. Yeah, they have like pictures of Patrick Fabian's Instagram there.
Those are funny. You know, a small detail I actually found online is that there's a photo, where, you know, the photo is from 2015 and he's like wearing something that says 2015 on it. And they just edited the year to whatever year Better Call Saul's in right now. Was it like 2003, 2004?
One of the pictures I'm pretty sure is like him and Lalo's actor like biking or some shit and they just cropped out fucking Lalo. When I look at those pictures, I don't see Howard, I just see fucking Patrick Fabian.
Yeah,
so that kind of took me out a bit because when I see that fucking winning grin, like that's Patrick Fabian, not Howard.
He's such a cheeser. Yeah.
But yeah, first him and Kim, Jimmy and Kim, they talk to Rich, who says that HHM is downsizing and being renamed to Bruckner Partners. So that's
That
the
was
end.
insane. That
I
was
mean,
insane.
it was expected, but fucking depressing because HHM
That is
is
so
like
sad, yeah.
Imagine how Jimmy feels. You know, he's kind of responsible for two of
Imagine how
those.
Kim feels.
No, but Jimmy's responsible for, like, indirectly responsible for two of those. You know, the in the HHM. You know,
Yeah,
he's responsible for two, like, the deaths of two of the most respected attorneys in Albuquerque.
exactly.
yeah, and more importantly, like there is no like McGill legacy left. Like HHM's probably just gonna fucking be nothing of importance after this. So
Yeah.
like,
Yeah, I
no
mean,
one's
Howard doesn't have any kids either, right?
nah. I don't think him and
Wow.
Cheryl were fucking popping out babies.
Unless it's Jeff.
But yeah, what I was saying before, HHM, that's like one of like the core like locations, especially in the early seasons of this show. And now we're probably never going to see it again. But yeah, then they have to go over and talk to Cheryl, and Cliff Main's also there. And that is fucking awkward as hell, that scene.
Holy shit.
Because
I
she's
thought-
just like drilling Jimmy. He's like,
He's
oh, he
real.
thought he thought I was trolling him, but I don't think I was.
It's always so interesting watching Kim and Jimmy like bail each other out, because, you know, Jimmy gave, I guess, he reached into the heart and pulled out the whole jealousy Chuck thing, but obviously Cheryl still wasn't, you know, spooked enough to leave them alone about that stuff. Kim has to jump in and, you know, say some truly horrible shit to get her away.
That shit was fucking terrible.
I'm
I was
surprised she didn't get slapped, honestly.
especially when she went for the but you knew him the best, so maybe I'm wrong or something.
Do you guys think that if Kim didn't do that at all, like if they didn't have to speak to Cheryl at all, do you guys think that Kim and Jimmy could have stayed together? Because I feel like that was the moment.
Yes.
After
I'm not-
that, after
Yes.
that, like, she
No.
realized what she did was truly, truly like a terrible thing.
Yeah, I think so. Yes.
That probably, yeah.
Yeah,
I was
the
thinking
final-
maybe she
yeah.
thought about that before, but I'm not sure.
I think if that scene didn't happen, I think Howard's wife will have probably hired a PI or like a detective to like, you know, go more in depth on Howard's death.
Yeah,
And
the detective's gonna be Marion.
God, seeing Cliff's face, like after Cheryl asks Cliff, like if he ever thought that Howard was on drugs, that man is just really depressed and everything.
I am kind of disappointed that Cliff didn't really kind of add anything. He was just like there, which like makes sense. But I thought Cliff would confront them. But I guess Cheryl filled that role. So
The sad part is that she now thinks she's the reason why he took cocaine and probably like fucked hookers, since she knows like the relationship was pretty strained. She most likely blames herself for it.
Yeah, you got to be like crazy to just whip out a scene, like a fake scenario where Howard is doing coke at HHM from your imagination. What were your guys' thoughts when, you know, they went down to the garage in that scene where Kim just kisses Jimmy and drives away? What were you guys thinking?
there was like a split second where I thought they were gonna like fuck in the car or some shit.
What?
Yeah.
Yes,
Because I just had that nudity thing in the back of my mind the entire episode.
I think generally speaking, we can all say like we all kind of like thought that for a second maybe this tragedy brings them closer rather than splits them apart, but obviously that's not true. The opposite happens.
It really was just the most simple explanation as to where Kim was. They just broke up. None of his silent partner, or she's fucking dead, or a cartel sex slave, or any of that shit.
Yeah, I don't think it was ever plausible that she was gonna get like killed, or I think it was even less plausible that she was gonna get vacuumed, just because they've used that guy like 3 times already in the story.
If she did, I would be so. They should have had a post-credit scene of her at the vacuum place.
Since Mike told Papi Varga about his son's death, do you think the writers will include a scene in season 5 before Mike leaves of him just like writing a note to the DEA saying dig down the lab so they can like find Howard's body and give him justice? And it's like the second main reason why Saul has to like skip town.
Like maybe
What does Howard's body? What do you mean? Give justice to what?
just so they can fucking find it. Wanting people to know like some sort of truth, I guess. That Howard didn't wade off and kill himself in water, but he was actually in a hole next to a fucking cartel guy. Should we get to the scene where they fucking break up? I think we all predicted that this is going to be when they break up this episode, and it kind of went as expected, you know, to be honest. Not that that's a bad thing, because it was fucking good, but
Bob Odenkirk giving the performance. Well, he's given several amazing performances, but
he was like top. That was so good this episode. Plus,
Yeah.
this is post Heart Attack, surely, and they dropped the "I love you," which I did predict or expect.
Yeah, I think you guys were predicting it, right?
Well, yeah, they hadn't said it before, so you know, it was a bit of Stranger Things season 4 parallel.
One thing I wanted to know exactly is when Kim was explaining why she didn't tell Jimmy about, Lalo being alive. She said something like, what's it called? I didn't, because you would be scared and you would cancel the scam and then we would break up. And I'm having a little like trouble understanding what the breakup line is. Like, does she think that they were only together because they like try to do scams and stuff?
No, I think it was Jimmy trying to protect Kim from like Lalo, so like that's why they like break up.
Oh, okay. Some obvious irony there is that, hiding the secret did just lead to them breaking up. No, but real talk, this whole scene, I mean, it doesn't need to be said, but I'll say it anyways. It was just genuinely heartbreaking watching all of it.
Even the way she delivers the last lines, like, cause I had fun. Like, she said it like it was such a disgusting word.
Also, the choice to end the last shot not on his face, but like behind his face, just him like staring off into nothingness. Bob Odenkirk is really good at just like walking around rooms and yelling. Especially when he's talking about how like, oh, it's because of Howard and like it's not our fault, it was fucking Lalo Salamanca.
I just kept thinking about, that's I think it was in season 3 when he busts into Chuck's house and everything.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was thinking. That's still like possibly like my favorite scene in the entire show. The F word just sounds so good coming out of Odenkirk's mouth.
Am I the only one who thought who thought the transition was kind of like abrupt and anticlimactic?
No.
Well, I think it was meant to be abrupt.
Yeah, like we finally get to the Breaking Bad era, and I'm like, that's it. While also being depressed that it's all over, which is crazy because, we've all been waiting for that Breaking Bad era, and now that it's here, we wanted more of the other side.
Well, that is exactly what they were going for. So
Yeah.
Bravo.
But also, should we just address it right now if we're even in the Breaking Bad timeline or not?
I'm thinking that we're not, but
we're pretty close. But
Yeah,
the fucking license plate and shit says it's 2005, not 2008.
See, you can kind of explain the license plate like as does Saul
He just doesn't
seem
give
like
a shit.
Yeah, does he just seem like the type that would renew his tags?
I just think it would be so weird to like jump forward to a timeline that looks exactly like Breaking Bad, and also he's either balding and shit, but then not have it be during Breaking Bad, unless that scene was just meant to be a flash forward and we are still in Better Call Saul time next episode, which I find highly unlikely, but I don't fucking know. Yeah, I loved every single second of that part, like that whole ending, even if it's potentially, especially when he fucking said public masturbator, I was like shitting myself.
Yeah, I feel like the public masturbator stuff was like, I feel like we have to be in Breaking Bad, but there's a lot
that can't just be a coincidence. And also, when he went to his office at the end, there was some fucker like coughing, and that sounded exactly like Walt coughing. I was like, oh my god, they're gonna do it. Walt's gonna walk into the office. Thankfully, they did not do that. And like, I thought he was wearing the same suit as well, but it's not the same suit. It's like,
yeah, no, I
similar.
thought he was wearing the suit too, but I was just tripping.
If it's 2008, like let's assume that it would probably be like maybe the week before or the day before.
I don't think it's like entirely relevant. The point is like we're in that time frame now, unless that was just a jump forward just to show his effects or whatever. And the next episode we're back to normal, but I don't fucking see how that could work.
The makeup on Bob Odenkirk is crazy, bro. Like he actually looks convincing.
He looks better now than he did at the start of Breaking Bad.
Was it because of like he lost weight apparently?
Yeah, for nobody. I do think we'll get like one more scene of Kim and Jimmy in that Better Call Saul, the Better Call Saul era as like a cold open for the next episode, just to like sort of like wrap it up a little more. Do you guys think they might end up doing that, just to like sneak in the like her actress for another episode?
Well, I think there's like literally no way Kim isn't back in the finale.
I mentioned this last podcast too, but they kind of make it obvious that she's going back to, what is it, Nebraska?
Well, we don't know what she did. She could still just be in Albuquerque chilling, but I don't know.
Doing what?
Oh yeah, she's not a lawyer anymore. She works at Coles.
She works at Oils and Marnos.
And the thing is in the one of the teasers she swears oath, and we still haven't seen that yet. So it could be a flashback.
I thought that would be the cold open for this episode because I knew this would be a Kim-centric episode. Maybe it's the next one. Or maybe they're just trolling and that's just random deleted footage. If we are truly in Breaking Bad time now, then I have to say, skipping all that random shit like how his office came to look like that and how we got the Karamet shit, like we didn't need to see it, but I kind of wanted to see that.
I kind of disagree. I don't think we need to see it. I feel like
we don't need to, but I thought there would at least be like a montage which shows it, but a montage would definitely not be appropriate after that fucking Kim breakup scene.
I think it was a good way to kind of subvert the fan service we expected,
Yeah. I was expecting one thing and they did something else, and that's A-okay.
Well, I still would have soy jacked if they showed a montage, though.
I don't know. We might have one final hope. Maybe And then, for the next opening, it'll, I guess, be like a final montage of the Better Call Saul era ending and the Breaking Bad era, like, beginning, where Jimmy gets his, like, mansion, car, and the Statue of
Well,
Liberty.
it just seems weird to like fully put us in that era at the end of this episode, then backtrack to show us how we got there at the start of the next episode.
I mean, I do hope that we're in the Breaking Bad era, but realistically, how much can we squeeze out of that era?
Well, let's address the main thing, which is that Walt and Jesse are 98.7% chance of being in the next episode.
It's only going to be 3 scenes, so...
Well, 3 scenes in 1 episode, so I think that'll be like a good amount. It's not like Walt's just going to show up, say, I'm the one who knocks, and leave.
I remember, like a couple of years ago before season 5 premiered, or during season 5 premiere, people like wanted, I guess not everyone, but a few people wanted Saul to run into Walt at the grocery store.
Oh, yeah. Or at the fucking car wash.
That would have been like the worst way to go about it, like...
Yeah. I can totally picture a world where they did that in like season 2.
Okay, I have a question for you guys. Do you think there's going to be a Gene scene next episode, or like any episode before like the finale?
I don't think so.
I think episode 11, 12, and 13 will all be Gene.
I don't think the last 3 episodes could be Gene stuff. I don't know how much they could squeeze out of that.
I'm just more thinking, I don't think we can squeeze more than 1 episode out of the Breaking Bad stuff. It depends on how elaborate the Saul plot, like Gene plot is. Like maybe there's this whole thing where he has to go find Kim or some shit, or maybe he has to like turn himself in or some shit. I don't know.
Maybe Marion is a PI that he hires to find where Kim is now, and that's why he chooses
that
Nebraska.
just sounds so stupid.
I don't know, dude. I don't even know why they're introducing Marion. Like,
I think the Kim thing will either be she finds him, or it's just a wacky coincidence.
I hope the next episode, Walter and Jesse don't show up, and it's just like, I guess Jesse, fucking Saul and Mike doing stuff before the Breaking Bad, before they meet Walter, and then the next episode we finally meet Walter and Jesse.
That would be very cool. I'd be up with that.
Yeah, I don't think we're gonna see Walt and Jesse next week.
You don't think so?
No, I really don't.
I'm certain we are, but I guess it is possible.
I mean, that's just because I still think that we're not in the 2008 yet. Just based off the car tag, I'm gonna die on that hill.
I feel like we're going to get some stuff, a lot of stuff, before like the actual meeting with Walt and Jesse.
What if next week's episode just like ends with what everyone like tries to predict? It's Walt and Jesse, or just Walt walking into Saul's office.
Well, yeah, in that wide shot at the end when Saul's driving into the parking lot at his office, it's like a wide shot of like looking down. I was fucking scanning for like Walt's car.
I think I may agree with HN that there won't be that much Gene, because like I feel like they already told a lot of his story throughout the 5 seasons. Like how many minutes did we get of him? Like essentially like 40 minutes, 30, 40 minutes. Yeah, that's like literally a full episode. So I wonder if that's going to play any role, because we literally get to see his character develop.
Yeah, but there hasn't really been much of a story in those until like season 4 and 5. I feel like they could get it all done in just the finale, to be honest. But I feel like they're gonna do a lot more than we expect. Because they've been like building this shit up for like ages, so it feels weird to just be 1 episode at the end, or like 2 episodes. Picture this: final scene. Jimmy's in jail and he gets a visitor, and it's just Kim. That's it.
Oh my gosh!
It does the shot where like they're like at the jail thing where like you hold up a phone and there's like a glass wall. And like he holds up the thing, he looks, and then he looks, and then the camera like cuts, and it's just Kim, and then it just ends.
It's just gonna be Kim visiting him one more time before he goes on death row.
Jimmy gets on the fucking electric chair.
Oh my god,
that'd be a tough shot though. I'd screenshot that.
Maybe if they do a Sopranos, I know I haven't seen that show, but whatever, I know how it ends. And like he like has a visitor, and we don't get to see who it is.
I'm still thinking who he told Francesca to meet in the season 4, the Breaking Bad era cold.
That's has to be Kim. It's just like they get one phone call a year or some shit.
He referred to that person as a he. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, are you talking about like the lawyer or whatever?
Yeah. Because I for sure at the time thought it was Howard, but obviously, you can't meet him.
It might just be like Cliff Main or Rich Schweikert's firm.
Yeah, an important lawyer character.
But I feel like which lawyer character in this world would help Saul? Like, after he's been outed as a criminal and everything, who would help one of his workers? Can't believe we almost forgot to mention that, what's it called? Saul's probably referring to the camera guy as the guy with the glasses in the flash forward.
Yeah, because he's talking about how like he wants his advert to be not in mono and be louder. Is it still the same film crew making those god-awful commercials?
I mean, I don't know. The quality does degrade in the Breaking Bad era.
Because they are capable of putting out quality work, so maybe they just don't care anymore. Or maybe Saul like wants them to be bad on purpose.
Yeah, just like how bad The Office is now.
Do we have anything else to predict for next episode? Like, this is easily the hardest episode to predict, like, what's coming next.
Yeah.
It could literally be anything. It could be more Better Call Saul stuff. It could be entirely Breaking Bad. It could be both. It could be fucking Gene shit, for all we know.
I don't think we see Gene. I don't think we see Walt and Jesse. I think next episode is just what's it called? Saul meeting Marion. That's it.
Again, the whole new player in the game thing can either be like Walt and Jesse, could be Badger, could be literally somebody else. Who knows?
Yeah, hopefully it's like what Hres said, just like Saul doing Saul stuff, sort of before the Breaking Bad, the actual Breaking Bad era. And then the next episode is just actually Breaking Bad.
Hopefully the Walt and Jesse scenes aren't just with Saul and we get like maybe a scene of like a big four, Saul, Mike, Walt and Jesse together. Because I fucking love Walt and Mike scenes because like they just hate each other. I want some of that energy back. Because they did say one scene with Walt, one scene of Jesse, one scene of both of them. I feel like the Jesse scene might be with Mike because they have like a little fucking bromance.
I'm just sad we never got to see Todd at all.
Now he can still show up, bro. Next episode.
I don't know, man. I can't believe we got to see fucking Ira before Todd.
Maybe next episode, Saul was like, all right, I need to meet up with Vamonos Pest,
I predict the next episode is the lowest rated.
Just because of the person who's directing it?
No, just because I'm just really firm that there's going to be no cameos at all. And I think a lot of people, I still think we're in 2005 or 4 or whatever. But I think obviously a lot of people think we're in the Breaking Bad era. So they're going in with big expectations.
I'm still thinking Walt and Jesse are in next episode. Even if we're not in Breaking Bad era now, I think we'll probably jump around it or some shit next episode.
Yeah, I think if we're still like in 2005 or 4, like by the next episode, I think there will be like another huge time skip by episode 11, like where we're in like season 5 to show, I guess, like Saul's downfall.
What are our final ratings or whatever on this episode? All right, let's go around. Hres?
10 out of 10. This show is just goated. I'm just going to keep saying 10 out of 10. I genuinely believe every episode is a 10 out of 10 so far.
Dan?
Yeah, it's good.
Cooper?
10 out of 10. I really like the episode.
Yeah, I was thinking like a 9, but it's probably a 10. Yeah, I'll give it a 10. So that's all we have to say about Season 6, Episode 9 of Better Call Saul, Fun and Games. We'll be back next week to discuss Episode 10, Nippy. Thanks for watching / listening.